Hi, everyone. If you have to perform a task or an activity that requires you to be at your peak performance, I want to share with you today 6 energy influencers to track. My name is Manisha Dhawan, and I help professionals like you with your leadership and career development. If you're about to have a difficult conversation or give a presentation or do anything that requires you to perform well, these are 6 energy influencers to check. As we're going through each of these 6 areas, think about what works best for you and be willing to try and experiment. The 6 energy influencers are physical, emotional, mental, environmental, social, and spiritual. Let's dive into each of these. Physical is about how you feel in your physical body. Are you getting enough sleep, exercise, putting the right nutrients into your body so that you can perform at your peak? Each one of us is different. So again, be willing to try what works for you. Maybe you can work off of 6 hours of sleep while some of us need more to perform at our best. So again, think about your physical body, how you're feeling in terms of hydration, nutrients, sleep, and exercise, and just continue to work on those for yourself. The next energy influencer is emotional. This includes how you're feeling and your mood. If you're upset or angry or frustrated, that can certainly have an impact on how you perform and your overall energy. So think about how you can de-stress emotionally. What are your triggers? What really sets you off? Maybe it's when you're feeling misunderstood or unloved or unheard. Think about your top 3 to 5 triggers and just start to develop more awareness of them so that you can manage your emotions when they do start to fluctuate. Now, there's no such thing as a good or bad emotion. It's normal, part of the human experience, to really live through all emotions in the spectrum. It's just a matter of being able to understand when we stay in more negative emotions for too long, to really just check in with ourselves and think about how we can shift our emotional state. The third energy influencer is mental. This means your ability to focus and concentrate on a task. If you're feeling mentally overwhelmed and bombarded with information, that can certainly make it hard to feel like you have the mental energy to complete the activity. So monitor and audit your mental energy throughout the day. What activities and tasks really energize you and which ones drain you? Try to optimize and shift your schedule so that your mental energy is not being impacted so much. For example, you might want to do the hardest activity in the beginning of the day when your mind is fresh, or maybe in the afternoon when that's your peak performance time. If you're feeling mentally overwhelmed, maybe it's a signal to take a break, to disconnect and turn off your notifications, to get some fresh air, go for a walk. Try different things and see which ones really replenish your mental energy. So again, we're covering different energy influencers, and the objective here is to just experiment, see what works best for you in all of these 6 domains. The 4th energy influencer is environmental. This includes your surroundings. What is the space that you're working in? Is it truly optimized for your performance? That includes the chair you're sitting in, the lighting in the room. Environmental could also mean things that are outside our control, like the weather. If we're about to give a presentation, we may not necessarily know the space we're about to walk into. So the key is to be as prepared as possible and to think about how you can optimize your surroundings as best as possible for productivity, performance, and comfort. The 5th energy influencer is social. This includes, how much we're interacting with other people. Where do you really get your energy from? Maybe you really get energy from interacting and socializing with people, or you feel like you've socialized too much and you want to take a step back for some self-care. If we're not interacting enough and connecting with other people, that can also have an impact on our energy. So think about what you need to do to amplify your social energy. The 6th energy influencer is spiritual. This doesn't necessarily mean religion. It means our connection to purpose, to something greater, something outside ourselves. Many of us might feel like we're just going through the motions and autopilot, waking up day to day, wondering why we're here and what we're really meant to do. So if we're not engaged and aligned with some spiritual purpose, we might feel that take a toll on our energy levels. So how do we begin to find our purpose? This can take some reflection, some introspection, really asking yourself some difficult questions in terms of what lights you up, when do you feel alive, what problems do you like to solve, what advice do people come to you for? And then think about where you are and how you might connect even more to your purpose. It could be through your family, through your work, through extracurricular activities. But the more connected we feel to something outside ourselves, the more connected we actually feel to ourselves. So think about how you can replenish and recharge your spiritual energy, and that can help uplift you and empower you to perform at your peak. Okay, so we've covered 6 energy influencers today: physical, emotional, mental, environmental, social, and spiritual. Again, the goal is to just learn more about yourself, to think about your triggers, what energizes you, what depletes you, and start to shift and alter your life so you can incorporate more of the things that really give you energy. Just be willing to experiment, be open along the journey, and let me know what works for you. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.